fibers become parallel here to each other. And I'm going to take them off of the cartons. Now, this is, and this would be called a roll egg. Now, these processes can be sent out to, to a commercial house. You can take your fleece, you can send it out, they will wash it for you, they will card it for you, comb it, and give you different preparations. This particular prep that I just did is a roll egg. It's called a roll egg because it's rolled, I guess. And when you spin, you're spinning off the side, so you're incorporating air in this. So the process that you're actually doing is a woolen process. If your fibers stay straight with each other, parallel to each other, you get a worsted yarn. Worsted yarn is stronger than the woolen yarn. The woolen yarn is warmer because it incorporates air. So when I have a lot of fiber and I want it done, I send it somewhere and it comes back and it can even be dyed for me or whatever. So this is a little bit on the rougher side, but and each fiber is going to have a different feel. This is a little softer without the dyes in it. You're not getting to touch anything. You should sit over there so you can touch. Fibers are very touchy-feely type things. And merinos would be very soft if you had merino fiber that was done. I kind of call it dessert because you get it and you just sit down and you work with it. Whereas if you're washing it and then carding it and combing it and doing that process, it's a lot more labor intensive before you actually get to see anything from that. So so let's see. I'm going quickly because I really want you to be able to try some of this. So cotton and silk are pretty much handled the same way. I don't have silk with me, but some cotton right off of this has been ginned, what they call gin cotton. And it's very kind of wild like this. Now cotton's a very short stapled fiber. It's almost like when you pull off a piece of this, it's like there's nothing there. And that's, after it's been ginned. So, but you can do the same thing. You're going to wash it, and you're going to card it or comb it. Now, the carders that I would use for the cotton are going to be finer. The comb on the carding cloth on the carder is finer because that's a finer product. But here you have it after it's been sent out and then dyed. Well, I think this came back and I dyed it. But if I even take off at the end of this, you can still see that little tiny short staple. So this needs a lot more twist in order for it to stay when you're putting twist or anything into it to develop it into a yarn. This requires a lot more twist. Okay, so I don't know if you want to get that. Now, I mentioned that I also have cute little bunnies, and I brought a couple of pictures. Pass around. These are my rabbits, and I use their fur, their hair. I pluck them actually. You pluck them? I pluck them.
Well, they used to do the show dogs.
Oh, so when there's bird, you just take a grab the
and lumps out of this clean, very clingy, and that sort of thing. Extremely soft. It's really 7 times warmer. My hope it had been that I was going to sit here and have one on my lap and spin for you guys, but I just didn't. He doesn't like the cast. None of them. They're not even happy when I'm grooming them right at the moment, so they just don't like the cast.
Oh, my.
Isn't that soft? 7 times warmer, so it's very difficult to make something with the Angora and make it into a sweater and then just decide to wear it. It has very little body, it just sort of sags there and hangs. And so this would be a fiber that you would mix with wool. Dog hair might be another fiber that you'd mix with wool, and various things. Now, actually, there's more dander in, because I noticed you're going like that, more dander in rabbit than there is in the sheep. And then, this is pretty dirty stuff, but this is an alpaca, if you want to. And it's dirty. Alpacas just love to roll. They roll. So they get very, very dirty.
And they spit.
Huh? And they well, llamas spit worse. Alpacas.
Really had that.
Yeah, we're all set with the alpacas.
Huh?
So I think we're all set with the alpaca.
Yeah.
Now, is that's
It's
not from the same one?
It is, actually.
Really?
It is.
Wow.
But this has not been washed or anything. It will probably be a whole different color when you wash it, and it'll be much softer.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like extra hair and stuff in the alpaca and llama that you might have to dehair it a little bit when you're using it. You can spin cashmere goats. There's wool mohair is another fiber that you can spin. There's a ton of different things that you can spin. Sometimes after I've washed them, I like to put in nice essential oils so they smell better and stuff like that at the end of the washing. So we've gone through washing, patting and combing, and the next is spinning. So I brought a couple of things with me. These are things that you can make at home, relatively inexpensive. These are called CD spindles. They are spindles and they're made out of old CDs. There's a rubber washer here, a dowel, and a hook. And I'm going to use this to show you that you can take and add some twist to fiber and get a yarn. And then you're welcome to try these different things when we get through. Doesn't really matter what I use here. This actually should be easier to spin because it's less processed than the commercial wool. We have the CD I've taken, and there's some wool on there. I am going to be adding twist, and I'm going to do that by just rolling it up my leg, and then using my fingers to help to stretch out this yarn so that the twist will travel up the yarn here. Now, the object is to keep this spinning. If it stops spinning, it's going to unspin, which will untwist. And that's what's sometimes frustrating when you first start. But as I'm stretching this out, twist is being added, and I'm stretching out the fiber and kind of controlling that with my right hand here, controlling that twist that goes up into the fiber. And I keep this going. Some people are pretty good, they even give it a kick. Once I have it fairly long and I'm satisfied with the amount of twist in there, I will wrap it onto the core of the bobbin here. This is where the, one of those things where it's a little awkward for me at the moment. But. So this process that I'm doing to spin the wool by pulling or stretching out the fibers, it's called drafting. So I draft out the fiber so that the spin can get up there, add a good twist to it, and keep it going.
You get it under there without it all. No. How do you get it on the other side there?
I undo this now, and I'm going to roll it up my leg here a little bit. And normally I don't need to use my leg for this portion of it. I would just use my fingers to twirl it onto there. Oops.